All right. Reacting to woke people making fool of themselves.
That's not easy. That's not hard to do.
I need to be here.
Hold on.
Period. So you should respect women.
I'm sorry. I am.
That's Steven Crowder. I told you about him.
Yeah.
He has the one thing he does that I like is the prove me wrong or whatever.
What about folks who have wombs but are not women, like trans people, genderqueer folks? Why do you keep saying women when this issue affects more than women?
Because there are two genders, male and
There
female.
aren't. I am non-binary. I have a friend who is intersex, who is born
How can they say they're
different chromosomes than you would expect somebody physically to have, because how many people in this room have had a chromosomal test?
Like, I can get the fuck out of here.
It affects trans men. It affects genderqueer folks.
Women have wombs.
I am not a woman, and I have a womb.
You are a woman.
I
and you
know.
have.
No.
Man, sit your ass down.
Your vote means everything to me. It means everything to making a change in this country. So remember, when you're voting for your favorite artist, vote to change some of these laws that are oppressing us.
Yeah, to lose some weight.
Get out of here, man. She needs to calm down. She's getting out of breath just by doing that speech. Anyway, let's see how oppressed she really is.
I've seen
Oh, look,
some
here
of
she
them-
is pulling up to her.
Those people that are the fat, the fat influencers, they're telling young girls, yeah, eat as much as you want. Fat. I mean, they'll have a belly, man, that like out to here, and they'll say, "Oh, this is so beautiful." This is so I seen on YouTube yesterday, there was about 4 or 5 of them died. Health problems, heart attacks and shit. Yeah, this real healthy. Yeah, do like me, go eat like this and die.
It's kind of natural selection at that point.
Oh yeah. They naturally got selected to get out of the gene pool.
Private jet in a Rolls Royce. So oppressed. Lizzo's epic $26 million home has to be
like
seen to be
bowling balls.
believed. Look at that, that's crazy. Swimming pool, views. Oh wow, she's so oppressed. These people are so out of touch with reality. In the words of Ricky Gervais,
you know nothing about the real world, except your little award, thank your agent and your God, and
the only law that is oppressing Lizzo is the law of gravity.
Exactly right.
Eats enough to save 5 hungry children. Claims she's oppressed.
They can butcher her and feed the whole village. Cut out their damn larynx, Jesus.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not.
That's why I need to be here.
God damn, that's as bad as a baby screaming, man.
You need Jesus, man.
I'd have hit.
So you should respect.
I'd have hit her. I swear to God, I'd have hit her. I'd have hit her and run so the police didn't catch me. My crippled ass have been running fast to get away from the cops. I mean, those people. I mean, I'm not for pro-violence, but those people need to have the shit slapped out of them. I mean, they do. They do. I mean, I'm gonna run across one of these. Wait till I make my T-shirt.
They start screaming, just flick a cigarette in their mouth.
Yeah. Whoops, it was an accident.
Like the Instagram video with the guys.
Yeah. Throw some sand in there first, so it goes out afterwards. You ever see the ashtrays and they'll have sand in them,
Yeah.
And throw a little sand in their mouth and put the cigarette butt in there.
I'm sorry. I am a woman.
It is ma'am.
So fuck you if you don't think so. I don't really have time for this. And I don't have time.
My mistake.
You're going to let me speak because here's my truth. I've been 4 times. I've known women that have been multiple times gruesomely. And how dare you sit up here and try to say that women aren't worth respect? Fuck you.
What's your profanity? Didn't say that.
I am a woman. I just became a woman. It's just like, are you kidding me? People don't even respect me, period. And I'm already black, so it's just like, yeah, that already goes against me anyways. But still, you piece of living.
I've seen people arguing like on YouTube about there's a really high suicide rate amongst these trans people. I think I'm not sure. I don't want to be quoted on this, but it's like high. I don't know, something like 40%. Or I'm not sure, so that might be a wrong quote. But it's a high suicide rate compared to normal people.
Well,
they're normal to them. But.
How many people, if you just think, like, without any of this, you take a bunch of people and chop their dicks off, how many of them are going to want, like, 100% of them are going to want to kill themselves?
Oh, hell yeah.
I would.
Well, the thing is, even though they go through that, like, this change, say they get their nuts and their dick whacked off and whatever, and they, you know, they grow, they get fake tits and stuff, they're still inside going to be the plumbing of a man. They're still going to have manly thoughts in their brains. I mean, you can't take nature away. You can say physically you're this or you're that, but you can't take nature away. And like I said, they can get their nuts whacked off and their dick whacked off and shit, but still inside they got them. Like one guy on YouTube was crying and whining. The trans guy, his pussy was dry. Oh, you don't have the fucking natural plumbing to make it moist, you dumbass. He was actually going, oh, my pussy, oh, it's so dry, it's so dry. You know, oh, God, you whiny fucker, you know, you don't have a natural one. That's why women have the natural stuff, and it lubricates and keeps it moist and all this other stuff and whatever, you know, it does all kinds of shit in there, man, you know. He ain't got the plumbing, or he or it or she or thing or whatever. You don't have the natural plumbing inside to get that done, man. And he's whining, it's dry. Well, no shit, it's dry because it's not real. Stick a jar of Vaseline in the motherfucker.
Garbage ass dumpster fire trash gum on the bottom of my shoe. Oh my God, I wish I had a tissue for the blood. I would
Might I suggest it's your behavior, not because you're black or a woman.
Complains about like not being respected, but then acts like that. I'm sure if you act normal and you act respectful to other people, then you're going to get respected, generally speaking, right? But no, this person wants to scream and shout and swear at everyone and then complains about not being respected. Anyway, let's check out some comments. That's one angry dude. All that because this individual is delusional and lives in fantasy land.
Right.
The definition of victim mentality.
That's true. That's fucking true.
Oh, that makes me cringe, man.
At least she's hot.
I'm gonna go jerk off to that now, man. Play this one.
Have you ever seen Shrek?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, man.
Oh.
Can you imagine what their kids are going to be like if they have any?
You know what? She looks like the female version of Peter Griffin.
Try me! Trump 2020! Trump! 4 more years! 4 more years! What, try it? My choice! My choice! My choice! My choice!
What you saying?
My choice.
Oh.
These people are insane. I keep telling you.
Also angry too.
It's just funny at this point. I don't even care anymore. I've seen so much of this bullshit and I just laugh at it. These people need help. Imagine sitting down and trying to have like a normal, peaceful debate with her. It's not gonna happen, is it?
You're not educating shit. This is fucking propaganda. What are you gonna do? Like anti-trans next? Is that what you're gonna do next?
I mean, no, we're talking about abortion.
This is bullshit. This is violent. You're triggering my students.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not. Because you can't even have a fucking baby. So you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what this is. Get this shit the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
The only thing this video is missing is her blowing up and getting fat like the Nutty Professor, because that's exactly what this woman is. This isn't the way that you handle a disagreement or having a different thought than the person at the table. You look stupid. You look dumb.
I think that we'll all agree that motherhood starts way beyond the biological event. And anyone, including men, can mother
No.
and play
No.
the role of a
Men,
mother.
father,
Do you-
women, mother. That's because the titles are male and female titles.
Okay, mother and to father are not gender specific.
They are.
they're not.
Why are we pretending
The
otherwise?
skills
Of course
to
they're
mother
gender
and to
specific.
father.
Mothers are women. I hate to break it to you.
Okay,
You're
can I-
not allowed to say
biology.
this anymore,
He's trying
but
to
it's an
argue with
insult to every
biology,
damn
twist
mother
it
in the
around.
country. That some of these
It is.
blokes who
You're
come along and go,
reducing it.
I'm mummy. No, you're not.
I watched
You're
stuff
daddy.
in
If you want to be
before.
daddy, you're not mummy.
Maybe
Do
that
you have
debate.
kids?
Yes, I have a
How many?
4-year-old. A 4-year-old.
How many times has
You're
your son
gender
called you daddy?
stereotyping.
Okay, how many
Okay,
times has he
well,
called
here's
you
a
daddy?
brilliant example.
You just said he thinks
He
you're both.
buys me a
How many
Father's
times has
Day
he said, hi,
card.
daddy?
He buys me a Father's Day card.
Has he ever
and says,
called you daddy?
You are a mum and a dad
Has he
to
ever
me.
called you daddy?
Listen,
Has he
you don't-
ever
it's
called you
all-
daddy?
It's all.
That's a
Don't
So you
answer.
can say whatever you want, but you need to be also be ready for like the repercussions of what you say.
Okay, you're not free to say whatever you want if you get fired for an off-color joke. How would
Okay,
you
well,
feel when it's you who's out of step with the social mores
okay,
of the
and then
day?
you get the repercussions of what you
I
said.
think you're still acting like this is something new, though. People have been fired.
Well, I'm not,
for
but
things,
two wrongs don't make a right,
People
though.
have been fired for things that they've said for forever. But now we're seeing an era where if you're disrespectful or bigoted towards someone, you get fired for that. I don't see that as a bad thing.
But it's a lot more that's been caught up than just...
Right, see, here is
Oh,
the
I'm
problem.
sorry,
She
man.
says
Did I
if you're
screw it up?
disrespectful,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
then you'll
meant to
get
do
fired.
that.
Just
The
the
problem-
space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember years ago when I was a supervisor at work, and I was home during the holidays. You know, I always got like the week between Christmas and New Year's off. You know, and they had a maintenance shutdown, all that shit. But I watched a thing on sexual harassment. This was back in the '90s, and I remember it scared me because if like say I was telling you a joke, just say you were standing here at my desk, and I told you a joke. And say there's a woman on the other side of us, like behind these skids or something, and if she thinks, not if it was intended, but if she thinks it was intended for her to hear, she can file charges against me.
Oh yeah, well, especially like the factories around here, where there's like a lot of the people that give us the orientation, they're like older and have been there forever, you know. They tell us like I remember this one specifically in like Taylor or something out that way. And the lady was saying, well, it's not like when I worked here. She's like, she just explained what you did. So if someone takes offense to it and they're just walking by, not even a part of the conversation, like you can get fired and all this stuff. So she told us, she's like, it's better just not to talk when you're here, so you don't get in trouble. It's like, so you have to go to you have to walk on eggshells so much. They just tell you it's better just not to speak at all to anybody.
Don't talk at all.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the thing that gets me about this stuff, because they want to take away your freedom, your freedom of speech, and your freedom to say things. They want to take that away so they can have what they consider their freedom, you know. And everything's got to be like their way, you know. And it's nothing like you're wrong no matter what. It's just they're fucked up.
No, it's like we should be free to speak, and you should be free to have your feelings hurt.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're free to get mad at me.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but everything's just gone to hell, man. I'll tell you, this shit, when I was a kid, this shit wouldn't fly at all, man. Like, I remember going when I was in high school, there was these two twins. They were I went to school in Detroit, a Catholic school there. And there's two there. That was a renowned school back in the day. And there used to be people from like Melvindale, Lincoln Park, and Southgate. And they'd even have like the buses from that city would bring the students to the school and pick them up. But these two guys, and they were two twins. And one guy was just normal as can be. And the other guy, I mean, he just didn't act like he was born like this. I mean, his hands were feminine. His body was feminine. His voice was feminine. He carried his books like a girl. He walked just like a girl, had a sway to him. I mean, he just had a lot of female hormones in him, you know. And that I can understand. They were born like that, man. He can't help it. You know, he just ended up with a lot of female hormones. He's probably gay dude now, or probably dead now. But you know, that's not his fault. But this shit, man. I'm sorry, man. It just blows me away. And sometimes I don't think they're being serious. Sometimes I think it's kind of a joke to them. I think sometimes.
And it's like go back to they never got their ass kicked point. You know how little kids they'll just try to see what they can get away with.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, these
I
kids,
did
they
that.
never got smacked when they did that.
No.
So they just grew up thinking, I can get away with anything.
Yep.
You know?
Well, that's what's wrong in this country right now is back, I guess, like when my daughter's going to be 54 this year. So back like when she was starting to become a mother and stuff, I think a lot of this stuff started, you know, you couldn't discipline, you lost the right to discipline your children.
Yeah.
I don't believe in beating the shit out of a kid, but a goddamn smack every once in a while, you know, like, you know, and you should have the right to smack them once in a while. I don't mean beat them up or anything like that, but you know, they got to fear you to some degree. They have to fear you to some degree. And people have lost the right. They start losing their rights to discipline their children, and this is a result of it.
Yeah, and then these people, you know, they're getting in everyone's face screaming.
Yeah.
It's because they didn't get smacked, so they don't know that there's physical consequences to what you do in the world. You know?
And if I'll tell you what, if somebody ever hits me, I got some shit, I got something wrong in my brain, and if I ever get hit in the face or the head the wrong way, you know, it can screw me up for a long time, man. So I don't care if anybody hits me, they're gonna get hit back. I don't care if it's a thing, a V, a them, a M, whatever it might be. If they hit me, they're gonna get hit back. And I'll tell you, I'm old and kind of screwed up and crippled and shit, but I got a walking stick with me, and if somebody wants to get physical, I'll smack them with my walking stick.
And what if you hit them in the head and they just totally snapped out of it?
I'll go do that to everybody. I'll beat the shit out of everybody with my
Start
stick.
charging for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Who decides what's disrespectful? With all these new woke people around, you can't do anything. I mean, you can breathe and it offends them and they feel disrespected. And these are the same people who want to police what you say. And because they don't like it and they feel disrespected and their feelings are hurt, they think you should be banned off all platforms or you should be fired. If that Sailor Moon girl was fired for what she said, she would cry misogyny, sexism all day. Yeah, of course she would. That's the problem with these people. They're happy to point the finger and get offended by everyone else. But the second it happens to them, then there's a problem with it.
Yeah. That's true, too. You know, they can say whatever they want, do whatever they want, but you say anything back, like I said, everything today is based on feelings. I feel this, I feel that. Well, fuck what you feel, you know? You gotta live in the real world. They're not living in they're in a fantasy
It's like it's
world.
no one else's problem. It's your responsibility to control how you feel.
Well, yeah, exactly. And like I am not responsible for your feelings.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can't help what you feel. What I do or what I say, it's up to you how you interpret it, you know. And if it hurts your feelings, fuck you. It's too bad.
As if they care about how they act affects other people's feelings, you know? Like,
a good example, I went to my daughter's one time. I see this kid on a bicycle. I didn't believe it. I just didn't believe it. Got a helmet on, had pads on it that went from his wrist to his elbows, had knee pads on, a fucking helmet, big old goddamn boots. He looked like he's going to war to ride a fucking bicycle. Falling down and skinning the knee and skinning your elbow and getting a cut here and there when I was growing up.
That's just part of being a kid.
Yeah. That's not, then now, I mean, this is what you get as a result of this, man. Jesus Christ, what the hell's wrong?